Hey, what's up guys? It is DJ. We got some new and updated mods to take a look at today for Farm Sim 22. In total, 26 mods were released on the in-game mod up. All platforms got 9 new and 3 updates. PC and Mac players got 4 new and 10 updates. Of course, as always, we're going to take a look at each mod, including customization and features. That way you can better decide which mods you want and which mods you don't. Starting off with our new ones for all platforms, today we got a Lizard T-127 and 127 Plus. These should look kind of familiar because they were released not long ago as the Ursus brand on PC. It's from a Motorex team. I don't know how to say it, but they've released these for all platforms now as well under the Lizard branding. So taking a look, we have 2 options, one with 8 bells, one with 12. Options for wheels include Trelleborg, BKT for the Continental. We also have a Lizard on there, very nice. Make color options, here are your color palette. Would be cool to see the unlimited color palette for these. There's not a whole lot of options, but at least we can change up a little bit here and there, and you're going to see the same thing for the 12. And both of these hold 125 centimeter round bells. Next up is our Lizard S208, S227. So these are potato planters, 3-row. I think it's going to be like 1.9 meter working with that will take potatoes or seeds, which is very nice. 180 liters of those. A couple different options through there. Hooks up via 3-point. Wheel options, we have the blade setup or the spurs. You can even go with both if you want to. And then you can go with the platform, yes or no, on the back. Color options, hope you like gray because that's what you get. We do have a different color for the tub itself. And lastly, we've got for the mechanism. 20 horsepower required, 3 mile per hour max working speed. It's gonna be small, but hey, this may be perfect for you. Speaking of potatoes, we have a piece of equipment from Grimme. However, it's not a potato blender. This is a subsoiler. It's 160 horsepower required, 3.4 meter working with at 8 miles per hour. Now, this is interesting because it actually works kind of well with doing potato stuff. So, hey, if you're looking for something like that, this may be perfect. Next is the Yara N-Sensor ALS. This is going to hook up to your tractor. Actually goes on the top, which is really interesting. 11 mile per hour max working speed on this thing. It's got a weight, but it's not like it's going to matter anyway. And this does require precision farming, so heads up there. Connection for this is pretty straightforward. All you got to do is pull up and hook up to it via 3-point hitch, something like that. And then slowly but surely bring it to the top of your tractor. This way you can put it right where it should go without really having to worry too much. Now, you can go forwards and backwards with it, but it doesn't like, oh, we can go left and right. Well, how about that? Hey. You can also put it up in the air. Yay! Next is the Magsi WheelLoader pack. Now, this may seem familiar because we actually have the Magsi Tools pack. However, this one is for wheel loaders, well, exclusively. Here's the Resume, I assume resume shovel, 3,300 liters. We can go with or without that front blade. We've also got a silage fork that holds 8,000 liters and has some color options for the tons there. We've got a nice pallet fork, a log fork. We have the manure grab bucket, very cool there. We also have a manure fork for 2,000 liters there, 3,500 on the high dump. High dumps actually work really well, so you may want to have that. We also have the high dump bucket with the grab in the front if you need that. And then we have the grapple bucket. I know these are realistic, but we're a couple years into Farm Sim's lifespan already. There's no color option, so would be nice to have some color options. Maybe that's just a me thing though, and that's okay. If you're looking for something Manitou branded, well, here you go. Get the Manitou CBG 2450 MS from not DJ. This is from 76 Max. Very cool there. So we have setups for Manitou or also telehandler, which is nice. 2.5 thousand liter capacity of bulk crop. Next, we got the Beet Pulp plant. At the end of the day, this is just going to take sugar beets and cut them for you, which it makes things very easy for me. Taking a look at it, boom, right here we have sugar beet cut, 20 in, 20 out. It's going to cost you a little bit of money to do that, but it's not too bad. We've got a nice capacity, 600,000 liters. Should be good for most. If you need to, well, just put another one down. I do have an update button because I have upgradable factories in, so if you have that, it may come in handy for you on larger quantities, scales, stuff like that. So do it sugar beets and take it to the BGA. This may be something you want to do. Actually, you know what? I just had an idea. Can we distribute? We could distribute these. You could just distribute this straight over to your BGA. Oh, that's awesome. Next to last new one for all platforms is grain storage and Machinehall. It's going to cost you $45,000, making it apparently one of the cheapest things that we've got. Now, this is actually going to be found in sheds, though it does have a silo system inside. It's going to hold 1.7 million liters, and I do believe that's going to be for bulk crop, which makes things super duper nice. No usable ladder. You guys know me. I like to steal the ladders and run away with them. There's nothing really that we could do on this side. There's no doors or anything like that. There's a drive-through, which makes things really nice. Otherwise, yeah, not a whole lot. Let's see if we can pump up here and see if we can see anything. Nope, just visually, it's going to be set up for different crops and stuff like that. Is that grapes? Very cool, man. I like the design of this. I think that it's really neat that we've got a big barn that's, it could be really any style for anywhere in the world. And then we've got little doors here and there. Again, color selectable, so you've got all the colors of the rainbow for this, and it's cheap. And your last new mod for all platforms today is something that you're definitely going to want, especially if you like doing building or doing farm builds, stuff like that. See this tree right here? Well, it's not just any tree. Jump over to landscaping, jump over to trees, there we go. And we basically have the all trees pack. Here we've got all the trees, all of them. Not just a few, not just ones for this map specifically, all the trees, every tree. I like these trees. Stone pine, beautiful trees, but they don't grow on this map. We got all kinds of stuff here, olive trees if you want them. I don't think they're going to drop olives, but apparently they have visual olives, which is kind of nice. Yeah, all the trees, like these right here. Why don't these grow here? Yeah, love some spruce. Anyway, trees are out, leave them in. I got you. None of that made sense. Let's move on to updates. Jumping over to some updates for all platforms. The first one is Carpathian Countryside. Now, this was updated on all platforms and PC today. This update is the crossplay version. However, there are a handful of things that are PC only. Later on, we'll go over those. For now, check this out. A new save game is not required. However, there are some things that do need a new game save. For example, things with a star in front of them. I'll tell you what they are. Starting up, we have added full support for premium DLC, added new crops, alfalfa, clover, and incorporated into animal feeding, added placeable bunker silos accepting alfalfa and clover, added manure system mod support, added straw harvest add-on mod support, added placeable cow barn variants without pastures, significantly increased production speed for fruit and vegetable processing plant, added icicles hanging from roofs to all buildings on the map, visible during winter. They also adjusted the weather, lower average temperatures for summer and winter. Temperatures during the summer should not go over extremes of like 40 degrees, that's Celsius for the map country. A colder winter with snow can potentially last longer. They also removed liquid manure tanks on the main farm and pig farm as standalone pre-placed objects. Instead, they are now part of each animal barn that they are corresponding to. There is a note for this. Make sure to use or move your slurry stored in these tanks before updating the map if you do not want to lose it. When loading existing game saves, you will get a warning error message in the log redirecting or regarding these tanks. It is normal and you can ignore that. It will happen only once, and that's because it's trying to load something that no longer exists. Moving the page a little bit because there's so much here. They've simplified the rails and railroad prop constructions. This should help a bit with the performance when you're near railroads or in places such as train stations, as well as easier crossing of rails outside the railway crossings. They've added enhanced growth stages for all crops on the map. Each growth stage now has different heights, so the growth looks much smoother. We talked about this before in Farm Sim News, actually a lot of this in Farm Sim News. Barley and wheat can now be planted in the spring, so you can plant those in March. Some crops do not require rolling now. And they've fixed snowmass for pre-placed buildings. On the farm, there will be more empty, non-snow covered small areas with some buildings where they were sold. Now, this will require new game saves, so heads up there. A lot of minor visual gameplay and other improvements, and they've added a French translation. As I mentioned, there's some other things that are for PC only, but I'm not reading this whole thing twice. A much smaller update to the map Fairhead version 1.1. They've removed the fence panel on the road, fixed missing textures, improved the forestry beside the Fairview farm, improved silage pits, fixed issues with the gates, fixed lighting animations, fixed sliding door animations, increased animals' feed and slurry capacities, and other minor fixes. And your only other update today for all platforms is the Transport Platform 4000H. This is from A-Dub Modding, the ABP team, featuring Black Sheep Modding, version 1.2. Added new normal maps, added many new colors, added Unreal Universal Autoload. I'm so ready for Unreal stuff. And they've added production year to support vehicle fiscal year mod. Jumping over to our new ones for PC and Mac players, your first one's going to be the Sigma 4 Beet Basket and Stone Picker. This will hold stones, potatoes, and sugar beets, hooks up via a front loader, and it will hold 1,500 liters. We do have all the colors of the rainbow, which makes things nice. Next new one for PC and Mac players is Color Grading Editor. With this mod, you can adjust the color of the lighting without modifying the file type. So using sliders, you can adjust individual color parameters. You can also save your own color presets, switching between them freely. This is kind of a neat mod. You can see right through here we have all kinds of different things, like we have the day global. We also have regular settings for the mod itself, and then you can see a couple different options through there. Next up, we have the Motorex Oil Addon. This is kind of interesting. So it requires you to have oil in your things. So change oil right there at the very bottom. It's kind of interesting. Oil change is needed after 5 hours of operating time. You can change the oil if the fuel level is at 10% and below. Once the oil is empty, the vehicle will completely turn off. Oil capacity is calculated based on the vehicle mass and max speed to simulate bigger capacity for larger vehicles. You can also modify any mod to have a custom oil capacity, oil change interval by following the PDF guide included in the mod. Pretty cool, I like this. And your last new one for PC and Mac players today is Foil Wrap Add-on. This pack adds the management of the foil wrap. Balers or bale wrappers can be filled with foil using the pallet with 15 rolls of foil wrap. The pallet is present in the pallets category of the store, and every roll length is between 1,500 and 3,000 meters, or 1.5 to 3 meters. Not quite sure what's up with that. And every bale is wrapped only if the baler or bale wrapper is refilled with foil wrap. Now let's talk about the Carpathian Countryside PC update. This is also version 1.1, and there are a few things that are different on the PC version. For example, product pallets can now be sold via the train. They've reworked the manure system output method for calf huts due to an issue of manure spawning inside from other pastures if placed close to them. To get manure from calf huts, position your shovel or trailer outside the calf hut fence area and hit the letter R, as in KFC chicken are good. Default key binding. You can see your controls in the menu and change it if you need to. Also, bales in the storage now have low poly models in the drawing distance and have been reduced. This should help a bit more with performance, especially on older PCs if you're storing bales in the bale storages instead of outside, especially with large quantities. Now, something that will require new game save, they've added an extra pallet storage into the multi-shed building and the main farm. Also, with a new save game, added sugar beet loader to the sugar mill owned by the sugar mill factory. It's usable for everyone. And then a couple other changes. Fix the wall color selection for placeable cow barn large, and fix straw visuals for placeable calf shelter. Next update is for the map Gnadenthal. This is version 1.5.1. They've added 18 additional paintable ground types, added localization to new crop types, added a new mod icon, adjusted the AI drive paths, updated the river texture, updated precision farming soil map, and removed the relight lighting modification due to shadow issues. Ostenwalde also got an update, version 1.1. 6 new fruits have been added. They have triticale, spelt, alfalfa, clover, green rye, and regular rye. Trees have been reworked across the map. In some meadows near the cows, the water symbol was moved back to the correct place and made visible. PDA has been revised, and wagon can now be sold at the BGA. You will need a new game save to make everything effective. That's about an update to the WheelLoader version number 2. Added the ability to wooden logs on the ground. What ability? Orchards and Greenhouses Revamp Edition version 1.01 removed chaff as an option to compost silos to make compost due to conflict with Maze Plus mod, which was overriding the compost silage functions, so not making it work properly. VIP Order Manager version 1.3.3 small code corrections. In rare cases, the key actions were not available, and the automatic checking and delivery of animal orders no longer only takes place between 8 a.m. and 17 o'clock. I don't know. I don't do military time. Next up, we have Interactive Control version 1.2. They've added translations for French and Portuguese, added support for manure system, added click point disabling using node visibility, added depending dashboard control. What's depending dashboard dependency? I don't know. It fixed rare Lua error, attempting to compare number with nil. Next up, Slip Destroys Field version 1.0.5 fixed problem where the slip settings were reset when the settings were reopened, and sinking now destroys the ground and depth at which the field is destroyed can be set in the game settings, which is super cool. Enhanced Loan System also has an update for version 1.2. There's a bug fix. Newly created farms in multiplayer no longer have standard credits, and got a couple new features. The total costs for all current loans are displayed, and loans that have already been paid off can now be shown and hidden. And update 1.1 for silo fill type limiting. This is going to be configuration file in the mod settings folder is created after the first save. Default for the maximum number of fill types per silo can be changed. Default for number of additional fill types per silo extension, and the maximum number of fill types can be explicitly specified per silo type. An optional one is default, and the list is extended by the current relevant silos on the map when saving the game. And that is it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you're new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Make sure that notification bell's on as well. That way you never miss daily farming simulator videos here on the channel. I apologize if you guys hear anything in the background. There's vacuuming. I got people here helping me get the house cleaned up, and my air conditioner is working. Yeah. All being said, just have a great day. We'll see you guys later.